Today I wanted to go over my Crouse-Hinds FCB-12 beacon. I got this several months ago, may have actually even been last year. It's just been sitting in the corner. I haven't had a lot of time to do anything with it, but I figured I'd show y'all and take it apart and clean it up some and then fire it up, which I haven't done but one time before. I don't have a flasher unit for this yet, but eventually I do want to get one. I think that there are several solid state ones you can get for pretty cheap online. This particular unit, I believe, came from the state of Montana as surplus from the Division of Aeronautics. I don't believe this beacon was ever used. It actually came with these two documents inside the beacon. The date on the advisory or the part circular says it came from 1964. Again, I don't know how old this unit actually is. It's pretty dirty, but like I said, I don't think it was ever actually hooked up. The wires, before I messed with them and hooked them up the first time, were actually, there's a bunch of dirt. Didn't look like they had been connected to anything before. I cut the wires just to make it easier for me to hook up to electricity. There's a data plate on it. As you can see, it's in really good condition. The seals are kind of rotted out, or the cement in between the pieces of glass on the lenses. Like I said, I don't think it was ever actually used. It still smells pretty new on the inside. This serial number is 66. I don't know if that was the year that it was created. But it looks like that data plate would be more modern than that. I'm not really sure. I think the common type for this, as far as the FAA goes, is L864, or medium intensity beacon. This unit in particular is kind of special. Most of these came in red for obstruction lighting. This unit on the inside actually has green filters inside the lenses. It still has the two 620 watt bulbs in it. But I think this may have actually been used as an airport identification marker, or maybe something to do with a lighted airway system they operated in Montana until recently. I'm not actually sure. There's not a whole bunch of information online about this. All right, here I've removed the two aviation green filters out of the inside of the beacon. This is what it looks like with them removed. That's the socket right in there where the upper bulb would go. The filter attaches to those 3 points right there, and then the lower filter would attach to those 3 points. Down in the bottom, like I said, it's a little bit dusty, but it's in really good condition, which again is why I don't think this was ever actually put into active service. Down here you have a terminal block. You have your hot and neutral lines coming in, and then you have the takeoffs for the upper and lower sockets for the beacon light bulbs. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up a little bit and see if I can get some of that brown dust out of there. All right, here's the beacon after I got after it with some glass cleaner. It did clean up pretty good. There's still some brown you can see reflecting in the Fresnel and the lenses there, and that has to do with the corrosion and the seals in between the actual pieces of glass themselves. So that's probably not ever coming out unless I fully break apart the beacon, which I don't really have any interest in doing. Cleaned up the globes a little bit on the inner filters. These are the two 620 watt light bulbs. They don't look like they have been used at all, ever, other than when I fired this beacon up. So I'm gonna get this thing put back together and turn it on for y'all. All right, here's the unit wired up and operating. You can see the aviation green lenses. Aviation green gives kind of a blue hue, depending on how you see it. Let me open it up for you real quick. You can see the two 620 watt tungsten bulbs in there. Again, I don't have a flasher unit for it yet, but I am looking for one. Once I get one, I'll make another video with it operating on the flasher.